Welcome to the Awikokoan News. In recent news, due to the change of laws, many things have been happening. We have 3 news stories on the drinking age, the legalization of marijuana, and the free public services. Our last thing on today's news is the benefits of having government-owned businesses.
The law for the drinking age before was very strict. It was 21 and over, and there was many problems with this. The young people would go to jail for drinking illegally, and less people would buy the alcohol, reducing profits. Every person 16 years and over is now really happy at this new drinking age law. There have been more purchases due to the fact that younger people are allowed drinking. Alcohol is already expensive, so the taxes and economic will boost. And less people will be persecuted, and it also reduces stress. So these teens going through stress of exams and etc., they can drink, not too much obviously, and feel less stressed. Now let's go to the interview of a young 16-year-old girl. How do you feel about this new law?
It's actually pretty great. I mean, now that I'm 16, I can drink legally. Before this new law happened, I used to go to parties, and we would have to be very safe to make sure no adults saw us or police saw us because it was illegal back then.
Interesting way to say your feelings on this new law. Next question. Do you like this new law?
Yes, it's amazing now being able to drink, so we don't need to hide and do it illegally, even if our parents know we do.
Why do you enjoy this law so much?
Because it reduces my stress and makes me feel a bit happier, especially during exam periods. It also makes parties a bit more fun.
Just make sure you drink responsibly.
Of course I'm responsible. I just hope other people can drink responsibly so the law doesn't go back to the old one.
It's a wonderful idea to keep this law the way it is now. Drink safe.
Authorities in Awikokoan claim a 23-year-old man allegedly high on marijuana crashed into 2 state trooper vehicles on Saturday. Police arrested Roger Gilmore and charged him with driving under the influence of drugs. The incident unfolded in Riona around 9 p.m. Saturday evening after 2 state troopers had parked their cars in the left lane of an exit ramp. Authorities were reportedly investigating a crash in the area and had put their emergency lights on before Gilmore reportedly hit their vehicles. According to GNWK, he collided with an Awikokoan State Patrol, sending that vehicle into a Dodge Charger. It is unacceptable that troopers and their vehicles continue to be hit on our roadways, Awikokoan State Patrol spokeswoman Corporal Alexandra Keith told Awikokoan Post. This time, we were fortunate, but many officers across the nation are not so lucky. The state troopers were not inside the vehicles at the time of the crash. It is unclear how much marijuana Gilmore was suspected of having in his system at the time of the incident, though the Awikokoan Post reported that under Awikokoan law, a driver is considered under the influence of the drug when he or she has 5 nanograms or more of the active THC per milliliter of blood in his or her system while operating a vehicle. Here are the top 20 songs of the week. Number 20.
Adi Ortothi by Thanos Petrelis.
19.
Puperpatas by Natasha Theodoriou.
18.
Poso Mulipis by Elas.
17.
Apo Deftera by Panos Kiamos.
16.
Olo Kenurios by Panos Kiamos.
15.
Opa Opa by Antique.
14.
Dinata Dinata by Antique.
13.
Tialo Thelis Piopoli by Valantis.
12.
Erotamu by Eli Kokinu.
11.
Eropeftika by Eli Kokinu.
10. Story of My Life, One Direction. 9. Demons by Imagine Dragons. 8. The Monster, Eminem and Rihanna. 7. Radioactive, Imagine Dragons. 6. Brood by Magic. 5. Timber, Pitbull and Kesha. 4. Team by Lorde. 3. Counting Stars. 2. Say Something. And the number 1 hit this week is Dark Horse by Katy Perry.
Thanks to free public services, anyone sick or injured are able to go to the hospital, rich or poor, and won't have to worry about paying a large amount of money due to the severity of the problem. Here's one story of a girl who was thankful for this. Gracie, a self-employed writer and activist, says she had been plagued by a chronic sinus infection that she was unable to treat due to the cost of the health care. She said, "There were periods in my 20s where my hospital bills cost more than my rent." She then went on to praise the new free health care, which will allow her to finally treat a bunch of medical issues she'd mostly tried to ignore. "In 10 weeks, I get to see a doctor and start whatever course of treatment is the best option, not the one I can attempt to afford. That is my new reality," Gracie said.
Before the new government came into place, our country used to be run on private businesses, which caused inequality and a lot of jealousy between companies. Now that mostly everything is run by our government, it has more equality and less tension between people. You can have a private business, but it is hard, and you have to meet certain circumstances to be able to get a license to sell things. Many people are happy about this, except for the previous private business owners. With government-run businesses, they have objectives. The economic objectives are aiming towards full employment, which is aiming to have as many people with jobs as possible, a low level of inflation, which is a low rate of increase in the general level of prices, so basically everything's cheaper, a stable of payment to balance the imports against the exports, so you make more money than you have to pay. It improves the standard of living, and it closes the gap between the rich and the poor, which is trying to give everyone a more equal income. Now we're going to interview 3 people that live and love this new country.
God.
What is your favorite thing about living in Awikokoan?
Well, considering I'm sick, my favorite thing is the free health care, because now I can go to the doctors and get treated and I don't have to worry about having to pay for it.
What is your favorite thing about living in Awikokoan?
I love living in Awikokoan because we are able to smoke pot wherever and whenever we want. It allows me the freedom to be able to smooth out my days and make my depression a lot better.
Why did you choose to live in a place like Awikokoan?
Being that I believe in equality, I am very happy to live in a place like this because it is the fact that it's same-sex marriages are allowed and that it is legal, which makes everyone have their choice and freedom of whom to marry.